Happy Friday, Roadshaw Ranchers. I hope everybody had a very good week. I just wanted to hop on real quick while we still have some light and it's actually Friday like we normally do these. Give you an update on Apollo. I just want to start off by saying he's fine, but he has had a rough couple of weeks. If you've been following Apollo's story for a while, you know that he has some significant abnormalities in his right front leg. At one point it was broken. He has bone density loss. He has some kind of malformation of the leg. So he's never going to walk perfectly and never has walked perfectly. But since he's been here, he hasn't, after we got him on his meds and everything, he hasn't been significantly limping until a few weeks ago. It was before the snow, so it's not like he slipped on some ice or something or hurt himself playing. It was when we still had semi-soft ground, and he just started limping out of nowhere. And it's progressively gotten worse to the point that it was painful even to watch him walk. He was still walking, he was still bucking around and playing with Ellie, but, his good leg, his right front, was taking the brunt of the damage, a brunt of the weight, and was becoming damaged. So we got pretty concerned with what was going on with him. When he first came here, Dr. Lauren was very concerned with how much damage there was to his leg. And she, warned me that while we've been successful with tough cases before, this one was an incredibly tough one, and it may not have the outcome that we wanted. Running through actually both of our minds is that something had changed in his leg significantly that was causing him a lot of pain. So we had a consult between Dr. Lauren and Kendra, who was coming out anyway this week. It was decided to trim, you're all right, to trim his hoof a little differently and to take more off of the inside of his right front, kind of tilting it to the inside. If you watch him walk, he's very, very pigeon-toed. For a horse is very unusual, but for him, that's how he compensates and walks. So we did that adjustment. We took him off Equiox. So when you're changing from Equiox to Butte, you have to let 24 hours go because Equiox and Butte do not mingle very well together. We let the 24 hours go and we switched him over to Butte, and now he's walking beautifully. And so the course of action that's going to happen is that he is going to stay on his current dosage of Butte until Monday, and then we're going to half it for a few days and see what happens, and then ultimately the goal is to get him back on Equiox. Now you may be asking yourself, why are we not just staying on the Butte if that's helping him? Butte can be very damaging to the internal organs, specifically the stomach and the liver. So my personal preference is not to have them on Butte for a long time. If we can use Equiox, which is a much it's a medication that doesn't damage their internal organs. I'd rather have them on that. Don't get me wrong. If, we put him back on Equiox and he, takes a turn for the worse, he's going right back on Bute. But like I said, my preference is that he is on Equiox, because long term he's able to stay on that longer without, something being damaged. Whereas with Bute, you can't do that. So I just wanted to give you guys an update, because that's really the major thing that we've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. As you can see, he's eating perfectly fine. And, he is an absolute gem, because the Equiox comes in a small little pill that's super easy to put in his feed, and he doesn't even realize he's eating it. Well, in whoever makes Bute in their infinite wisdom, the powdered form comes in a citrus flavor that reeks of oranges. And, with horses, they're very, very sensitive to changes and very sensitive to smells. And fortunately, he could have cared less. Some of the horses that we've had, specifically Jesse and Barney, they even have a whiff of that citrus smell, and they are sticking their nose up at eating and won't even touch it. But him, being the absolute sweetheart that he is, you just mix it in with his feed. He's still getting his Austrian as well, and he's a trooper, and he gobbles it right up. So, thank goodness that he's so good with taking his medication, and we were able to get the Bute on board. But it's just a testament to what an absolute gem of a horse that he is. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with him, because that has been the major thing that's been happening here at the rescue is Apollo's health. Ellie girl's doing good. She's a trooper, man. She just keeps on keeping on. Nothing really bothers her, or changes in weather, she doesn't care. Freezing cold weather, she's out bucking like a bucking bronco. So she's doing very, very well. Louie is handling the changing in weather very, very well. And Abers is just Abers. He just hangs out with Charlie, and they play all day, and he's doing very, very well also. That's why I really wanted to just focus on Apollo this evening and give you guys a quick update. If you guys have any questions about, some of the stuff that I talked about, message me, comment me. I'd be happy to explain it a little more if there was something that you didn't understand what was going on. But that's pretty much it for this week, guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and we will talk next week. Be well, Roan Ranchers.